thank Harriet for that introduction. As David Harris said, we share the common trait of living in Chappaqua, New York, and somebody else does as well. And I'm so pleased to be here with you and to be able to address you on some of the issues facing us. I want to thank Stanley Bergman and everyone at AJC. I have a lot of friends and former colleagues here, and I want to recognize and thank all of them too. It is a great honor for me to have this opportunity, and as I was coming on stage, I saw my friend, your next speaker, the Canadian Foreign Minister, John Baird. I'm really warming up the crowd for John. He and I had a great time working together on the important issues within the context of the very strong relationship between Canada and the United States. I also know you heard in the last 2 days from an impressive roster of leaders. The program listed the French Foreign Minister, another close partner of mine. Minister Fabius has been a great colleague in working on many challenges. Foreign Minister Shanmugam of Singapore, who I think had a great opportunity to connect the success of Singapore with the success of Israel. The Foreign Minister of Cyprus, the Israeli Minister of Strategic and Intelligence Affairs, just met with the Deputy Mayor of Jerusalem, a young woman with a lot of great ideas representing her generation of Israelis. And of course, Senator McCain, Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough, and so many others. Quite a list, as David was saying, drawn here as a testament to the indispensable role that this organization plays. Just yesterday, we were reminded again how much the world needs AJC. The new global survey, sponsored by the Anti-Defamation League, found that more than a quarter of all adults around the world hold some form of anti-Semitic attitudes, and nearly 1/2 have never heard of the Holocaust. In such a landscape, scarred by ignorance and bigotry, we need the clear moral voice of the American Jewish Committee. So thank you for working so hard around the world on behalf of tolerance and justice. Now, being here with you, though, I have to confess, is a welcome change of pace for me. As you may have heard, I recently finished a new book after many months holed up in my study on the 3rd floor of our old farmhouse in Chappaqua, writing and rewriting some more. So it's nice being out of my attic and being here in support of all of you. The book is about my experiences at the State Department, our rapidly changing and increasingly interdependent world, and the challenges facing our country and that world in the 21st century, from the middle class to the Middle East. A light summer read that I'm sure will be great at the beach. Now, along the way, I considered a number of possible titles. About a year ago, the Washington Post asked its readers to send in suggestions for me. My personal favorite was The Scrunchy Chronicles, 112 countries, and it's still all about my hair. I thought that was a real keeper. But in the end, I call the book Hard Choices, because I felt that pretty well described my experiences on the high wire of international diplomacy and what it takes to protect America, our interests, and our allies in a dangerous world. Making policy at the highest levels is always a balancing act, with an endless set of tough calls, many of which come with imperfect information and conflicting imperatives. There are always choices that we later regret, consequences we do not foresee, alternative paths we wish we had taken, but hopefully we get it more right than wrong if we stay true to our values, stand by our friends, and uphold the best traditions of our bold and generous nation. Today I want to reflect on a few of the hard choices that confronted the United States during the first 4 years of the Obama administration, and offer for your consideration a few lessons that may help frame the future choices facing us, our partners, and our competitors around the world. I'll start with Iran, because we are arriving at a crucial juncture. The clock is ticking on difficult negotiations to reach a comprehensive, enforceable agreement that puts nuclear weapons out of Iran's reach and protects Israel and others in that quite dangerous neighborhood. The progress of Iran's nuclear program may be halted, but it is not dismantled. And Tehran has not yet lived up to its obligations or answered the concerns of the international community. So the choices made in the coming months will be crucial. How did we get here to this point? When President Obama asked me to serve as Secretary of State back in late 2008, many observers argued that Iran was on the rise in the Middle East. The invasion of Iraq had removed its nemesis, Saddam Hussein. Hezbollah, its proxy and agent, was in Lebanon, threatening Israel. Hamas, stationed in Damascus, but closely in partnership with Iran, was in Gaza. Iran enjoyed booming oil exports, giving it the cash to fund global terrorist proxies and build up its military while also building its nuclear program. With the international community divided, there was little standing in the way of Iran's march toward nuclear weapons capability. Faced with this inheritance, President Obama and I knew we had a hard choice. Keep reading from the same old playbook, politically safe, but practically unsustainable, or tear up the old playbook and devise a new strategy. But what to do? We decided to use both engagement and pressure to present Iran's leaders with a hard choice of their own. Comply and reap the benefits of improved relations, or refuse and face increased isolation and ever more painful